So let's talk about the three categories of hyperparameters. So all hyperparameters fall into three major groups. It is architectural, training, regularization. When we say architectural, uh, what it controls is the structure of neural network, architectural. When we say training, how the model learns. And when we say regularization, it prevents overfitting. Think of it like a building and training as a student. Like for example, architecture is like a brain structure. Training is how the student studies, and regularization techniques to prevent memorization. Next is let's talk about the architectural hyperparameters. This defines how the neural network is built. Like for example, the number of layers. It controls the depth of the neural network. If we have a shallow network, means fewer layers, easier to interpret, faster, but struggles with complex data. When we say deep network, it more on layers, learns complex patterns, more parameters, slower training, higher risk of overfitting. Example, the shallow has an input and has hidden in the output, but the deep layer is that it has an input but a lot of hidden layers in the output. Next is number of neurons per layer in the architectural. So the neuron is equivalent to units of that process information. More neurons means better for complex data, more weights, more memory usage, higher computational cost. Example, the input is in neurons, then 8 neurons in output. Like we have the 256 neurons, next is 128 neurons in the output. Next is CNN has specific hyperparameters. For convolutional neural networks, hyperparameters like filters, filter size, and padding. So filters means is number of features detectors. Filter size, it's the kernel size, like for example 3 by 3 or 5 by 5, etc. Padding is controls the output size. Next is activation functions in the architectural. So activation functions introduce nonlinearity, so network can learn complex relationships. So the common function is ReLU, sigmoid, softmax. Usage is the usage of ReLU is in the hidden layers. Sigmoid, it's binary classification in the output layers, and softmax is multi-class classification in the output layers. So, example, the hidden layer is from the ReLU, and the output layer is softmax. Next of the hyperparameters after the architectural hyperparameter is training hyperparameters. Training hyperparameters, this controls how the model learns during training. For example, the learning rate. It controls how big the weight updates are. If too large, training is unstable. If too small, training is very slow. Schedulers can change the learning rate during training. Like for example, the learning rate is 0.001. Next is optimizer in the training hyperparameters. An optimizer updates model weights using gradients. Remember from the backpropagation, from the loss, we calculate the loss, we calculate the gradients of the gradients. Optimizer update weights. So popular optimizer is gradient descent, RMS prop, Adam. Gradient descent means basic optimization. RMS prop is adaptive learning rate. Adam is most widely used. So in Adam, adaptive moment estimation, its advantages is adaptive learning rates. It's fast, memory efficient, and easy to use. Next is batch size. Batch size, number of samples processed before updating weights. Like for example, dataset is having 10,000 samples, and batch size we set is 32. So each step, 32 samples. So the updates per epoch is 10,000 divided by 32 will be 313 in one epoch. Have updates. So in one iteration, we could have one pass iteration, we have 313 updates of batch. So, small batch size advantages is less memory, um, loss gradient, noisy gradients, can skip local minima. Disadvantage, lower training. Example of the batch size Q116. Let's talk about the large batch size. Advantages is faster computation and stable gradients. And the disadvantage is requires more memory, may get stuck in local minima. And examples of batch size Q128. Build starting point is 32 or 64. Next of the hyperparameters after the um, training hyperparameters and architectural hyperparameters is regularization hyperparameters. Regularization hyperparameters, this prevents overfitting. Overfitting means model memorizes training data but fails on new data. So, one of its components is weight decay or L2 regularization. It adds the penalty to the loss function based on large weights. The goal is to encourage smaller weights, um, produce simpler models. So, conceptual is the loss equivalent to original loss plus lambda multiplied the summation of weight squared. Next is dropout. Dropout randomly turn off neurons during training. For example, we set is dropout 0.5, which means 50% of neurons randomly disabled. The benefits of it is prevents neurons from relying on each other. It encourages robust features. Common range from 0.1 to 0.5. Next is early stopping. It stops training when validation performance stops improving. Uses patient's parameter. Like for example, the patient's equivalent to 5, meaning stop if validation loss does not improve for 5 epochs. Next is batch normalization. It means it's normalized activations of each layer. Standardize values to roughly. Mean is equivalent to 0. The standard deviation is 1. The benefits of it is faster training, more stable training, slight regularization effect. In Python or PyTorch, we use the n-ended batch norm. Next is how to tune hyperparameters. So hyperparameter tuning is iterative, and do not try to guess the perfect configuration. Step 1, start with the baseline model. Use a simple architecture first. Example, 2 layers, activation functions ReLU, batch size equivalent to 32, Adam optimizer. Purpose is for the sanity check, confirm dataset is learnable. Step 2 is use default hyperparameters. PyTorch defaults are usually good. For example, the Adam learning rate is equivalent to when we use Adam and we said the learning rate of it is 0.001. Use them as a reference baseline. Step 3 is look at the research papers. Find existing models for similar tasks. Example, the CNN for insect classification, CNN for plant species. You can copy the architecture, learning rate, regularization strategy, then improve from there. Step 4. Tune important hyperparameter first. Focus on the high impact one first. Learning rate, batch size, dropout. This usually affect the performance the most. So, summarize the big picture. Architectural is we have the layers, neurons, optimization functions. In the training hyperparameters, we have the learning rate, optimizer, batch size. The regularization, we have a weight decay, dropout, early stopping, batch normalization. So the key idea from this lecture is hyperparameter tuning is structured experimentation, not guessing.